Now, my friend Jeff sent me Moon Garden as a birthday present. I can honestly say I've never heard of the movie. Had never even seen a trailer or even heard in passing anything about it. So, of course, I judge his opinion because he sends me some wonderful stuff. And I threw this on not really knowing what to get. And you get thrown into a kind of jarring sequence of a mother taking her daughter, kind of sneaking her out to the car while the father's asleep, thinking about leaving. The father stops them. They get into a kind of argument, discussing what is going on. There is an idea that the mother may have a little bit of a fractured mental state at the moment. And as they're kind of arguing throughout the night, a horrible accident befalls the young girl, and she ends up in a coma. And we follow her into this twisted dreamscape of strange industrialized land that's filled with horrific nightmarish imagery. And it feels very much like an Alice in Wonderland story, but much more visually striking and horrific than those kind of movies. The idea behind the production values is wonderful. There is this stop motion technique used to kind of offer this off-kilter movement with some of the inanimate objects as they come to life. It just feels weird and disturbing. You get this wonderful performance from the young girl who is all the way through this discovering new things, exploring this world, listening to her mother's voice through static-filled radios as it kind of leads her through this nightmare-scape. It's really inventive and visually stunning. Now, the story isn't anything wholly original. In fact, it doesn't really hide its thematic. It's quite there on the surface for you to see, and it's easy to follow. But everything it does within this nightmare-scape is just awesome. It's so tactile and visually striking and horrific. In fact, the bad guy in this one, because there is some kind of creature stalking her through this nightmare-scape, is truly the thing of nightmare fuel. A void, a horrific beast that seems to feed on the tears of this young girl. It is very imaginative, and although there are moments where the story feels familiar, everything that pads it out or adds flesh to the bones of the story creates something that's wholly unique and definitely worthwhile.
Who knew nothing beyond her castle walls.
Birds would glide past her window.
It is this haunting nightmare horror. It is horrifying. The imagery that it creates in here is something that's just really off-kilter. I can imagine, watching this dead of night in a dark room and just being superbly creeped out by what is going on here. And the performances are pretty good as well. You have the idea of the girl in the hospital as the mother and father are kind of working through some of their things, talking to their daughter. As they talk to her, we see the sort of reminiscences of these instances played back as the young girl faces some kind of task within her nightmare-scape that she has to overcome to try and make it back to her mother. Wonderfully imaginative, superbly produced. The settings, the locations, the set design, the creature design, everything is wonderful. The addition of the stop motion animation really adds to that icky feeling of this world that we are flung into, and it just becomes an absolute great film. Not a place that I'd love to visit, but one that really captured my imagination and made me anxious and tense about the character and just wanting to go through this journey, hoping for a happy ending at the end of it. I would love to know your thoughts on Moon Garden if you've seen it. If, like me, you'd never heard of it, get it. Find a way to check this one out. I think you will enjoy it. It is very unique and wonderful. Yeah, so there we have it. Let me know your thoughts on this film if you've seen it in the comment box below. Whether you love it, hate it, feel somewhere in the middle, whether I've made you interested to check it out, I want to know. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always, very much you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.